I tracked everything I did in March, like how many times I went to the gym, how many days I stayed in a calorie deficit. And the truth about how consistent I was is, I feel like online it's so easy to make it look like you're doing much better than you actually are. So I wanted to share the real stats with you. Honestly, the last one I'm going to share with you explains a lot about my progress. I'm going to walk you through it. Let's get started. Before we jump into the numbers of it all, hi, my name is Maddie. I'm on a 100-pound weight loss journey. I do use a GLP-1 to help me along on that. I'm in a calorie deficit. I prioritize my protein and just recently started going low carb. I've officially lost 37 point something pounds and I'm so excited to one day reach that 50-pound mark. If you want to see me get there, don't forget to subscribe to see videos just like this along my journey and give this video a like while you're down there. Now, jumping into the numbers, this was not something I was planning, so the numbers are raw, they are organic, they are me just living life without knowing that I was going to make a video about it. So I went back and I tracked the number of workouts I did for the month of March, the average steps I got, as well as the days I actually tracked my food, the days I stayed in a calorie deficit, and my weight lost overall. Because at the end of the day, this is not going to happen without all of those. And I am going to make this into a monthly update, so if you are subscribed, make sure to turn on the bell notifications to be notified when I upload those. Let's get into the tea. We'll start with workouts. My goal is to go to the gym at least 3 times a week to work on strength training so I don't lose any muscle mass on my weight loss journey. In the month of March, I was able to go to the gym 9 times out of what would be my 12-month goal. Now, would I have liked to gone more? Yes, but March was so hard. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you might not know this, but I posted a picture over there about my car. It pretty much just like exploded one day, which was super fun. And we have been one car family since then, just trying to get my car fixed. So my husband and I have been sharing his car. He goes to school full time, so I'm not just able to up and leave whenever I want. So that definitely had an effect on me being able to work out, especially because I'm a scaredy pants. I could have gone at night, like after my daughter went to bed when he was home, but I'm a scaredy pants and I don't want to go out in the dark alone. Too many things have happened. I just don't want to do it. And thinking back on it, I definitely could have done at-home workouts. Like, hello, that's where my love of working out even started. But hindsight is 2020, so I am happy with the 9 that I did get. Because at the end of the day, 9 is better than 0, and 0 is what I was doing before, so we'll take it. Moving on to my average step count. Again, I wasn't planning on making this video, so I wasn't making a concerted effort to get extra steps in or make sure to hit a certain amount every day. So my average step count per day for March was 5,000 steps, which honestly, not bad. Not great, but not bad. Looking back, there were definitely days where I hit like 1,000, and I don't want to have as many of those days going forward. There's been so much research done about people who live sedentary lives, and I am literally sitting at a desk all day, every day for my job. And then when I'm done working, I'm making YouTube videos, and editing those is at least 3, 4, 5 hours of sitting down and editing. And again, I have no excuses because I have a standing desk and a walking pad that I just didn't put to use. So I need to make getting my steps in a better priority, not only for my weight loss, but for my overall health. They are saying that there have been studies done that getting in your movement for the day every day can actually help prevent getting Alzheimer's or dementia later on in life. And personally, that is one of my greatest fears, so I will do what I can now to prevent that later. And speaking of my steps, I've been thinking of doing a 10,000 steps every day for 30 days challenge. If I did that, let me know if you would be interested in watching it in the comments, because I actually am super interested to see if I can get it done. So you let me know if you would watch it and you want to see like what my results are from it. Moving on to days that I actually tracked my food. This is where I think a big problem lies with my overall weight loss from March, and probably honestly my weight loss from the last year. But the days I actually tracked my food in March were 17 days. 17 days out of 31 isn't that great when you're on a weight loss journey, especially when you're me, because the days that I don't track actually mean that how do I even say this on YouTube? I hinged my food. I've been working really hard on my binging. And the days that I didn't track, that was usually what was happening. But don't you worry, I've been working with a psychologist and a nutritionist to hopefully get that all taken care of. So the days that I did track were 17 out of 31. Not great in my opinion. I would have loved it to be like honestly 29. So I'm gonna shoot for much better in April. Even if that means that I am tracking the bad foods, I would rather have those days tracked and accounted for than just going off the rails and not putting anything in because I'm like ashamed, because that's what those days were in March. With that being said, moving on to the days I actually stayed in a calorie deficit, it was 17 because those are the days I tracked, so I know for sure that those are the days I actually was in a calorie deficit. The app I use to track my calories, it actually shows me the days where I ate a little bit under my calories, over my calories, or if I was spot on. So I'm able to determine from that the days I kind of had throughout the month. And there were so many days where I didn't track. It was actually so hard to look at. So I would rather myself track even on the bad days. Like, for instance, this last Saturday, I went out to lunch with my family and I got a salad, which slay for me, and everyone else was getting dessert. I was like, you know what? I've done amazing all week. I want this to be my one treat, just a little something. And I got a mini shake, which old me would have gotten the large because I was like, it's Saturday, who cares? But the new me, the one who sees a nutritionist, she got a mini because she was like, I'm gonna have to explain this to my nutritionist, so we're gonna take care of that. But I tracked it in my calorie tracking app, so I have that I went over, but it's okay because I tracked it. For me, mentally, that's what is going to work, is even if I have those sweet treats every once in a while, I take accountability and I track it, and then I just move on. And I really think putting it in my tracking app is what's going to help me move on. And now we're going to move on to the last stat of the month, which was surprising to me, but for a different reason than you're probably thinking. My overall weight loss for March was 3.6 pounds. I started the month off at 220 and I weighed in yesterday at 216.4. And overall, I'm actually really happy with that weight loss, especially considering how the first half of the month went. It was really hard, to be like straight up honest with you. I dealt with a lot of, like I said, binging, and I finally was able to go see my psychologist. We talked about my PMDD. We talked about how it is affecting my weight loss journey, how it's making me just go into these binging, and overall she was able to help me out a lot with that. And I think that combined with meeting with a nutritionist really helped me lock in for the second 2 weeks of March. So I know it could have been a lot more, but there have been months where I didn't lose any, or just 1 pound or 5 ounces, which progress is progress, but your girl is looking to make some significant progress in these next coming up months. And to see that overall weight loss, I was really happy with it, especially like I said, considering the first 2 weeks of the month. That is all for my March recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this is a little bit of a shorter video, but it is just an update on my weight loss journey. If you did like it, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up in the comments and let me know down below how your March went. I'm dying to know. Also, you should join me in tracking these stats. We can let each other know how we're doing throughout the month, and then let me know how you did in April. And if you did like the video, don't forget to subscribe to see more like it every week. We'll see you next time.